Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Masood Hamada, and today we are going to be doing another incredible Azure lab. This is going to be a super exciting lab here. It's called Unlock Access with Azure Key Vault. Super short and sweet, but it's great to get the key learning outcomes of this lab because it'll help you in the long run for the rest of the labs. So let's get right into it. We are starting off with an assumed breach. So we have credentials over here. I'm going to copy these and go over to my Pwned Cloud OS. Go ahead and log in to Marcus. Now, if you're not familiar with Pwned Cloud OS, it's an incredible cloud pen testing virtual machine for you to utilize in your engagements and in these labs. So you'll have a lot of fun using this if you want to check it out. So right off the bat, we are able to sign in, no multi-factor authentication problems, so that's always great. Now, the first thing that I like to do, obviously, is check what kind of assets we have access to. And looks like we have access to a key vault. So that's always fun. Now, I do want to warn you that this key vault is actually restricted to the VPN network. What that means is that I'm actually connected to the VPN, and that's how I'm able to access this resource. And I tell you this in advance because I don't want you to go through this lab being like, why can't I access the same resources as him? It's because you need to be connected to the VPN. Anyways, let's get back into it. And let me go over to my notes and see how we can enumerate this key vault. So let's list the secrets in here. Now, if you're not familiar with the format of this command or how you utilize these enumeration commands, is simply we're going to take the resource's name and add it to the flag that requires the resource name. And that's simply from this ID over here. The resource ID is always going to be consistent, so you might as well get familiar with it. It starts off with the subscription ID, and then following up, we have the resource group, and then the type of resource, and then the actual resource name, which is extension ext contractors. Let's go ahead and list the secrets. Amazing. Ryan Garcia, Josh Harvey, and Alyssa Suarez. Okay, so it looks like we have 3 total secrets in here. If you're unfamiliar, this is going to be consistent as well. We're going to get the format as JSON. So in JSON, you're going to want to be aware of the fact that it starts off with a curly bracelet, and then it ends off with another one. So this is one single section. This is one single output, one single item, however way you want to define it. And that's for Alyssa Suarez. And then the second one is going to start off right here, and it's going to end off right here. And this one is regarding Josh Harvey. And then this last one is regarding Ryan Garcia. So these are all great. Let's go ahead and check the actual secret values of these secret names. Let's check firstly the secret value for Alyssa. Okay, so looks like we actually have a password for Alyssa. Now, I actually ran Bloodhound and ingested the data using an earlier lab. If you want to know how you ingest data on Bloodhound, please look at my Bloodhound lab, Intro to Bloodhound using Azure Hound for Azure enumeration. And it's a great lab if you want to do it as well, if you haven't done it already. But since I have Bloodhound up right here, let's go ahead and check if Elisa is an actual user. Because if she is, I'm pretty sure we just got the password for her. Nothing found for Elisa. Maybe if we search her last name. Yeah, nothing found for Elisa. Let's get the other passwords and see who has an actual user on this environment. Let's get Ryan Garcia. All right, Ryan Garcia also has a password in the secret value. So let's go ahead and search for Ryan Garcia and see if he's an actual user. So we do have Ryan Lynn, but not Ryan Garcia. If we did happen to compromise this user, however, doesn't look like he has much privileges anyways. All right, lastly, let's check for this guy right here, Josh Harvey. All right, Josh Harvey also has a password, looks to me. Let's go ahead and search for Josh. Now, you don't actually need to use Bloodhound for this. You can just enumerate the users normally on AZ CLI. However, since I have Bloodhound, let me go in and search for Josh. We do actually get a hit for Josh Harvey. And yeah, it's Josh Harvey, the same exact name. So this is a real user in the environment. Let's go ahead and see what he's made of. Looks like he has one role, directory readers. So this should mean that he can read the graph and utilize the graph API to read some databases, such as the users, the groups, etc. And he's a member of two groups. Now, YOLO MFA is going to be the compromised federation that we're using to sign in without using MFA. But this customer database access is not actually something standard to see on all the users. So this customer database access might be an indication that our Josh Harvey can access some sort of customer database. Let's go ahead and see if we can sign in. Trying to copy this. There we go. Incredible. We have just laterally moved to this user, and this is our second compromised user of the lab. So that's always nice. Now, before we get right into the resources, I just want to confirm that this group is not actually just a group. Like, surely it has some kind of attached role or something. Now, it doesn't look like there's any attached role, and it doesn't even seem to be picked up what outbound object controls it even has. But I'm sure, like 100%, that this is the attack path of the lab. So surely this is providing us with some sort of privileges in order to, move on and make progress in the lab here, probably indicating some potential for an attack or another lateral movement. So let's actually see if customer database access is in line with any custom role. Let me go over to my notes and go to my custom roles notes. Let's utilize this command over here. Basically, this is the AZ role definition list command, which is going to list a definition of a role. Now we're indicating through the -- custom role only because this is a custom role. So that's the only thing we want to search for is this custom role. Now in the query flag, we're going to include this query, which is basically going to indicate that we're searching for customer database access and an identical name for the group that we found. So let's see if this is an actual custom role. Yeah, it's a custom role, and it's called customer database access. Right here in the role type, you see custom role, and this is the role definition for the role. Now let's see what kind of actions it has in the permissions. Like I said before, the output of AZ CLI is going to be in JSON. And right here, what we have is table services, tables read, and table services, tables entities read. Now, if you're not familiar, table services is a subservice of the storage account service. So storage accounts can have tables, and these tables can have entities. Entities are like little tables within this table service, and they can have rows and columns. So pretty much this is saying that we can practically access table services within this storage account. So let's go ahead and list the storage accounts to see where this customer database is. I'm going to utilize this command to see all the storage accounts very quickly. And it looks like we got a pop here for the customer database. So that is our target. Let's go ahead and list the storage tables for that customer database storage account. Amazing. So it looks like it has a table storage called customers. And it seems to me here that we're querying the entities, and this might be a full disclosure over the customers. So amazing. That is incredible. We actually got the entire customer database. Now, I know this is a quick snippet, but in reality, this would be a critical finding, making your report completely successful and your engagement a complete success. So alongside the customers and their information, we also got the flag. So let's go ahead and pop that in. Incredible. Congratulations if you have been going through this lab with me. We have just successfully completed this lab. I truly hope that you enjoyed this lab and that you make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this or what would you like to see in the future. Please come along and go through the other labs with me too. You can check them out. You can check them out all in the channel, or go through the labs yourself and then find me or find the videos in the lab section where the write-up is. Thank you very much and see you later.